Hey girls, another box of comics here. Mostly used stuff this time. New releases we'll get to at the end. Let's begin. Alright, first up, I brought a bunch of stuff, box of comics, almost like a long box of comics to Red River Books to trade. Haven't traded there in a good 6 months or so. My estimate was that I would get about maybe between 200 and 300 trade, but it turned out that a lot of it was 80s bullshit fodder, indie stuff that's not really worth anything, but I had tried to read it and I didn't like it. And I guess they already had a bunch of that stuff already collecting dust for years and years, so they didn't take it. They only took half of the box, but I still did get $200 of trade, so not too bad. The rest will be probably going in a 50-cent bin. I'll be working a con in a little less than a month, so that'll be there. Detective Comics 800, got some Lapham in here, that's what was on the wish list. Same with Detective Comics number 814. Batman Dylan Dog number 2. Recently got number 1, so we'll get that number 2 also. Oops. Bayou Billy video game tie-in for Nintendo. I think the later issues, this is number 2. Later issues had covers by, was it Kelly Jones even? Might be alright. We'll see. Is this from Archie? Yeah, a little bit weird. When I counted up, or when he added it up, I was down to 197, still had $3 left, so got this extra copy of Cinder and Ash number 1 to replace the second set for sale, maybe, if anybody's looking when it comes to it. Cloak or Dagger number 1 with a Talavera cover. He's a bit hot, so on a hot list, so a lot of people are looking for stuff by him. I figured maybe I'll try that out, if not resell it or something. Catwoman number 10, some more of that Brubaker putting together. Terry Levan Cud comics from Dark Horse Comics, but pretty much indie or underground style stuff, even though this is post 60s or 70s. This might be 90 something, but totally that vibe of underground stuff. I'm grabbing Adam Warren when I see it now. Dirty Pair Part 2, Book 1, Part 2, number 2, Part 3, Plague of Angels, number 1. From Dark Horse later on, Fatal But Not Serious, number 1. Garbage Pail Kids Origins, number 1. These should be pretty fun. They're usually kind of a hoot. Putting together Echo of Future Past. Almost got a complete set. I'm not sure if I have the first Bucky O'Hare, but anyway. I was missing this one as number 4. This is kind of cool that they had this. I can't remember what print this is, Bartman, with the foil. It's a little dinged up and stuff, and apparently missing the poster, but it's still kind of cool to see that. I guess I had seen in a social media post that they had maybe a month or 2 ago that they had a bunch of Simpsons comics. This is Treehouse of Horror number 5. They also previously did have the one with the Jeff Darrow poster that has a bird's eye view with all the characters doing weird horror stuff, getting decapitated and all kinds of weird things. Man, I love that poster. I used to have it. I guess maybe when I lived at a punk house, it got bong water spilt or something all over it. I can't find the damn thing. I want it, but it wasn't there anymore. But this was Treehouse of Horror number 5. The search for Grails continues. This has Jill Thompson though, Sergio Aragonés. These are always good. Treehouse of Horror, definitely. Simkiko was there. He passed me this. He said, "Hey dude, check it out, Matt Wagner and Simon Bisley. I never heard of this. The Tower Chronicles." He also said there's a Legendary. Are they a TV or movie production company? Jim Lee cover as well, but what a team. Matt Wagner and Simon Bisley. That's so weird. And I guess it's fantasy. Is he a bounty hunter, supernatural bounty hunter or something? That sounds cool. Tower Chronicles. I think this is book 2, guys talk. There's more than 2, but these were the only 2 there. I think I have maybe 3 sets of Uncanny X-Force now. We'll see, but if anybody's looking for any, I promise. I try to, I'm a pusher, try to push these drugs no one wants, but I swear this is a good series. Of course, you've heard me talk about this over the years multiple times, putting these sets together. So a 3rd set with number 1 now. That was missing, but there's number 1. Speaking of weird X-Men and X-Force stuff, this first X-Men from Neil Adams, number 4. I did like these, and I was missing this one, so trying to put that together. Okay, from the used trade paperback section and stuff. I was trying to grab a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons ones, and he's like, "Nope, those aren't for trade." But It would have been cool, but they weren't like that style of art that I wanted. They were like later second edition prints. But anyway, American Barbarian Tom Sholey hardcover. I guess it was like the original retail price was like over $40 there, but $20 for this. We'll see what this is. Maybe Big Elbow was saying that this is good too. Kind of like trying to do something Kirby-esque by the looks of it as well. Never heard of this before. Bog Bodies by Declan Shalvey. It's something like a crime or horror story in Ireland. Remote Dublin mountains. Dark survival story. Okay. An extra copy of Criminal Coward. I wish I ever saw like any after the first one, like used trade paperbacks for sale. I never do, but just to like, I'm kind of restocking my like for sale bins, kind of getting some double trade paperbacks a little bit. Heard this run is good. Thought I might check it out. Daredevil, Man Without Fear, Hell to Pay by Ed Brubaker and Michael Lark. Terminator Volume 1, Out of Time. I love the single issues of this. I originally was like, I should like try to sell this because just like people that are Terminator fans might not know about this, but they might be willing to grab it. And I'm like, yeah, this would be like a good thing for the for sale bin, but maybe I want to keep it. I do like it. This is good stuff. Yeah. It seems like every time I have Dark Phoenix or Dark Knight Returns in my sale bins, they like always sell at every show, so kind of just replacing that. Here's Dark Phoenix Saga trade paperback. Yeah, you know, I mostly get stuff for myself, but or like that anybody new, I'm sure anybody who's watched this, you know, I want stuff that's like fun to read, fun to look at. But when it comes to selling stuff in person, I like having stuff that's like I also vouch for in that way. So I don't always like talk about reselling, but I usually just sell stuff I don't like that much, like sell it online or trade it away or whatever. But for the in-person stuff, I want my bins to be like pretty killer. X-Men Extinction Agenda. This is kind of that prime, like Jim Lee era, and also there's like Liefeld and Bogdanov and Louis Simonson and stuff. But yeah, kind of a modern classic or of the modern times, if you will. I think there's a second copy as well. Okay, next place. Okay, over at Mighty Comics, my kind of like home base, LCS, where I order stuff or whatever. I like cleared out my box of holds. This is the second half of that set of Appleseed book. Oh wait, there's an extra of book 1, volume 1. But also there was book 3, volume 1. It's kind of like volume it's a little like back-ass words are confusing. Book 3, volume 2. So it's like chapter 3, part 2, basically. Book 3, volume 3. Book 3, volume 4. 3, volume 5. Book 4, volume 1. Book 4, volume 2. Oh yeah, these all like average out to like $2.30 something cents. Some more, some like about $1, some $2, but just like averaging it out, that is. Book 4, volume 3. This like batch, this whole batch here that I'll get into. Book 4, volume 4. I think that's the last one. He had a big box of Betty, like Archie stuff, kind of from the 90s to 2000s or 2010s even. I just went for stuff that had like bikini kind of covers or like maybe innuendo. People be reaching for like innuendos here. They got like, I got a filthy imaginative mind, but I think I see a lot of reaching. Anyways, no Archie, I don't think your new pool is too small. Maybe that's an innuendo to some people, but bathing suit covers. Betty and Veronica, number 17. Betty and Veronica, number 227. Because I'm like, maybe I'll try reading them. I haven't read some of these since I was a kid. But I don't know if there's like more demand and stuff for these. Some of these are like a little bit, they've got like a little bit of like, I don't know, foxing or some staining from something. Get your mind out of the gutter. Betty and Veronica, number 228. This has a lot of like, they're in like a nice kind of skimpy get-ups throughout the whole thing, I think. That's good. Jeff Schultz era. Oh, there you go. Get your mind out of the gutter. Is that like the deal with Archie collectability? Is if it's like less suggestive or like kind of raunchy depending on your imagination? I don't know. Betty and Veronica number 295. I'm trying to find one with a nice touch, Betty. I've already found one with a nice touch, Veronica. Maybe that's innuendo-y enough? Who knows? Betty's Diary number 8. Did not score a single basket, but I still made a lot of points. Betty's Diary number 11. More beach. Number 21. Betty's Diary. Number 29. Veronica in Hawaii. Veronica number 12. So there's actually a fucking butt ton of Dan Parent there. If anybody's like interested, you could really, it's like quite a vein of Dan Parent stuff there. Maybe I should have, because it's like kind of good. It's like past my time, I guess. But yeah, Veronica number 189. Let's see, some of it's like pretty nice. I like how he does the color hold on the line sometimes and stuff. Or it seems like there's often like this kind of like almost like paper doll or pin-up-y kind of section too in a lot of these. Yeah, he does some pretty nice stuff. Okay, Friday the 13th from Avatar number 2, I think. I read this, it was like, meh, whatever. You know, a lot of this like tie-in to other like licenses or whatever, especially horror stuff, like a lot of the time when I read it, like the art and the writing is like pretty trash, but people want it, so I figured like I could buy it cheap and like see about selling it. I'm doing that, you know, a little bit. There is that con coming up. I want to like see what kind of stuff will like do good for me and stuff. I'm just trying out all different kinds of things. So there's back issues of Feral he had stashed away, so I dipped into that a little bit, but I'm just trying them out a little bit. Here's number 6. Number 10 I had to get because this is Evil Dead 1 homage, isn't it? Love Evil Dead. This Fury of Firestorm number 1 with the blank like cover to sketch on, have fun with their friends. Scumbag number 3. Haven't read this yet, but I've been enjoyed number 1 and 2. Number 4. Stray Dogs number 5 of the first series. Okay, and these next two were like, this was $6. Star Reach number 2, Mike Friedrich and Dick Giordano. A little bit like TNA weird, almost indie underground looking sci-fi, I guess, with kind of naked lady. So, you know, we got to get that. That's up our alley. This was $11 because it's a Bernie Rice and Swamp Thing in pretty nice shape. Number 8. You don't see that too often, Bernie Rice and Swampy, so I thought I'd better bite the bullet and buy it. I mean, it's as much as like a new foil variant cover or something, or ratio cover, so it's probably smarter to get one of these once in a while. Just flip through a little bit, why not? So that was like such a classic Wrightson kind of looking face there. Deserves a bit of a flip through. I didn't prep this comic, but pretty sure you can just like flip through the whole thing and find cool stuff to see. Oh, that's for you too. Okay, moving on to used trade paperbacks, I think now. Grabbed just a couple of used trades. They are half the US cover price. Batman The Long Halloween. Still never read this, but always heard good things, so $12.50 for that. Itchy the Killer number 1. I don't think there were any others. Oh, what is that, like 19 bucks? It's a thick boy though. We'll see about that. Still haven't ever seen the movie actually either. Seen a bunch of McKay's stuff, but he has a bajillion movies also, eh? Alright, we're moving pretty fast. Yeah, it seems like all the recent videos where I talk a lot, especially about new releases, is like, people don't like that as much. I'm just going to keep going with whatever suits, like, well, I'll talk about it if there's anything I have to talk about, but anyway, new stuff. Yeah, and it's like, if the video is, what's this shit called? Merit, like being long and having stuff to talk about. That'll be, this one might not. It'll just go in with the flow, man. The heavy flow. People always speculate on Quintana and stuff, so I thought I'd grab one of these, Absolute Batman number 22, and then like maybe try giving it a read. But if not, you can. I think there's like $10 plus shipping in Canada all the time already. So it's a nice cover. There's an extra cover. I'm like, you know, maybe if I like one, I'll keep one or whatever. So I got this last week, but okay. Oh yeah, with the way I'll do this, I'll talk about new releases that were like kind of meh, or like in this case there weren't any I didn't like, but just some that were like kind of meh, and then we'll get to the good stuff at the end, just to have a rhyme or reason to it. I got this last week, but hadn't read it yet. But I have been like collecting these all that were coming out over like, it feels like a good year. Gabriel Hardman, Batman Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia. And I probably won't keep this. I initially was like pretty stoked to see Green Arrow and especially The Question and get them, but it's kind of just like average fodder, I guess. This is kind of when I get pulled out of it though. Mounted minigun on this attack helicopter shooting Batman, but I guess he's bulletproof. But wouldn't that be like super high velocity? Is it like even 50 caliber bullets? Like even if you were bulletproof, I don't know what kind of tech he has. Wouldn't he just be pummeled into like freaking sauce? I don't know. Whatever. I know I shouldn't be like, oh, I played the fifth rib and I got a different note and itchy and scratchy, but that kind of stuff is like, it's pretty, I don't know. It's almost like these guys should be, the vibe of this is almost like a canon, like, action movie, but then the action is like not that good either. It's like whatever. It's not bad, but it's just kind of like, I guess average fare at the end of the day, which I was like looking forward to it a lot more, but even story-wise, it doesn't really, your mileage may vary. But you saw me collecting these the whole time and I was like kind of stoked, but ultimately it's, you know, pattern recognition goes to like, maybe I just wait for superhero stuff to go into the bargain bins rather than getting them while they're coming out, because I get burned like most of the time. This was alright though, kind of meh. Daredevil 4, got the Carrie Andros cover. Yeah, it's not bad. It's kind of alright. But I was watching, like, it's funny on Comics Elite. I guess one of them is like ex-military, the other guy's ex-policeman, and he's like, this is not how things would go. Especially this guy, like, he's a detective and he like can't even hit the paper. It's like, what? Like even a civilian would like hit the paper, or you'd hit it by accident or something. It's like pretty ridiculous that he's so bad at shooting. Or like other stuff, they got like a lot of other technical issues with like police procedure being wrong in this and stuff. But I still kind of like the characters and the villain and stuff seem kind of cool, so I'm still kind of on board. But you know, mental note, keep it in the back of your brain. Are you gonna be fucking like ultimately disappointed once you've invested in like 5 or 6 issues? Usually. A little bit disappointed in this, even though it's like an indie. And indies are kind of like where it's at these days. But Dingoliath number 1. I got the glow-in-the-dark cover because why not, right? There's lots of glow-in-the-dark I'm going for now. I guess they found, lots of publishers must have found a printer that's doing it. And like, it's not without its charm. This, I guess, is like a weird kind of cartoony style and stuff. But, and it's kind of like, there's like, say one part like this should be, I'd rather have like gory, cool cartooning and stuff rather than like the big fight. It just cuts to sound effects. Like it's kind of a ripoff ultimately. But I mean, like, oh, you want like simple art, cartoony art, okay, but this a little bit feels too much of like a jip. Like I'm not getting a lot of payoff, rather. But it's like, maybe, you know, if you know that's what you're getting is like super simple. But nah, not for me. This wasn't didn't cut the mustard for me. But glow in the dark though, that's neat. Got an extra copy of 8-Ball Facsimile number 1 to sell. This isn't mad, but it's just like, yeah, you know, this isn't like new or whatever. This is from last week. Same with this Gun Honey. I had ordered these before, they were still in my slot. I'm like, yeah, I'll like have some extras for sale. The Virgin Art Germ and the Virgin Art Adams. This is only like in kind of meh because stuff I haven't read as well, or only bought for covers. Amazing Spider-Man Facsimile 129. Definitely have to get that. This one I did read. Juni Ba, who was doing the connecting covers after issue 6, I think, of Twilight Zone, which has been a pretty solid series, but bruh, I don't know how you can make heads or tails of this. This is just totally like an abstract, like, it's like it is made by an alien or something. Not necessarily a bad thing, but for me, I kind of got, even though it's totally like inventive and novel and its own kind of world, I don't really feel that I got anything out of it. Like, it's creative, but I don't, you kind of want something there besides like the creativity and the alienness, the otherness of it, but I don't think I really did. Maybe I'm just too much of a dumbass idiot though. That's definitely a possibility, but not really for me, this one. Or I mean, a lot of, it's not bad, but all this Twilight Zone, some of them have been so strong that these other ones are just kind of like mediocre, depending on your taste though, for sure. Okay, haven't read this one, but did get it just because the cover's so sick. This is so like, this seems to me like high tier, like the old times of like Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell and stuff. This Lucio Perillo cover of Vampirella. Too bad the Ultraviolet one wasn't in too, because I would have really liked that. But you know, will I order away for it? You know, those marks on her skin. Oh yeah. pretty nice, just a cover by. This one was meh for me, the Zorro's Legacy #1, where it's like the dynasty, if you will, of Zorro coming to the modern age. Lopresti's art's pretty fly. This, I wonder about getting this, man. The Zorro Comics Deluxe hardcover, fully recolored Alex Toth. I don't know though, got a lot of the black and white. This read to me a lot like, I want to say like 90s or like late 80s Marvel, or 1990, kind of like not bad but not necessarily good, like Image #1s where you're getting an origin of like a superhero for the modern age. And yeah, just about like that kind of quality and investment for me. Yeah, it's not right. It might be okay, but yeah, and he's like gonna update his like technology, have like more kind of ballistic kind of armor, and ditch the hat, and like not be against using guns. I remember reading in old comics once in a while, Zorro wasn't against fucking grabbing a gun off a Fallon guy and like shooting somebody with it. But I guess in this is like new. Like, I remember I think I've seen Zorro kill in like older comics and stuff, or certainly shoot people, but maybe I'm liking this Chaykin one better, honestly. Issue 1 I didn't really get on board, but #2 I did. Yeah, just kind of a meh. Okay, but here's the stuff that I thought was like quite good. Here we got Dispatched #1 by B. Clay Moore and Daniel Gette, with the this is a Lapham variant, because I always get the Lapham stuff. He just makes so much stuff and it's always good. So yeah, even the art's kind of cool, kind of Frank Quitely. This is totally like it's been described by others, and it's totally like the most apt way is like your kind of diehard guy, or he's just like an ex-military dude who he's just working as a delivery driver now, but then kind of wrong place and wrong time. This is almost like a Nakatomi Plaza gets shut down. It's cool. He's like kind of PTSD flashbacks that he has all the time. So he's using this knife to cut dinner, and he's like remembering. It seems like he was a Black Ops guy, that he like killed lots of people in his time. Yeah, and he's gonna put that to good use. And this is an issue 1, but it gets right into it. Like, you know who the character is after a good like 8 pages or so, and then it gets right to like the plot and the action. It's pretty good, man. Totally good at being what it is supposed to be, I think. So I'll be on board with these, almost to the point where like, should I go back and get the cover A even? I kind of like this a lot. But then again, here I am, I'm like, just slowly roll, chill. But I did like this Fury of Firestorm #4 as well. Here's the Guillaume March, because you know I like Guillaume March. It just keeps continuing. I don't really want to spoil it. Maybe you guys have heard spoilers, but yeah, the plot just thickens and thickens. I think this is going to be a 6-issue story, I've heard. This is number 4, so maybe not too long to go to wrap up, which is good. So a lot or enough certainly happening in this to keep on board. Nice effect there too. Yeah, still on board with that. This is maybe one of the most fun Hank Howard piece of detective issues, in that it's an anthology, just short stories. Maybe if you were new, like for a new reader, maybe I would recommend this one. It totally hits the vibe. Maybe it's totally like Frank Drebin or Dragnet, or who else, like Mike Hammer, like just that, or Bookman Library guy. Just totally hard-boiled. Like the dialogue and thought balloons and stuff is great. The prime suspect was a new hire, brought in 2 weeks ago to help with the Sunday football rush. His application said he was clean. Good reference from his drama teacher, straight A's for days, perfect kid. His face told a different story. Kid looked like he'd been in a spoon fight, and the other guy used a fork. 15 years old and going nowhere. Ditch the Bambi routine to some other sap. No sale. Have a seat and talk to me about the safe. Don't you need to tell him his rights or something? I'd seen it before, stovetop lawyer. Watches Law and Order marathons while she burns dinner. Thinks it makes her Clarence Darrow. I listen to music. Doesn't mean I'm ready to play Carnegie Hall. You're on corporate property, ma'am. He doesn't have rights. Shine the light on his face. It's just pretty fun. This whole thing, like, yeah, 3 short stories that are like tight too. The room reeked of sweat and wasted potential. A generation of youth feeding hope into the slots, only to learn the house always wins. Sorry, I don't remember exactly what I was like remembering. What I wanted to show in this. It's all pretty tight though. There's no sight worse than a born tragedy. The bloodshot eyes, the raw skin. She was hooked. You've been hitting it heavy. I tell you to stop. Think about your future. But you don't have one. Yeah. I guess you'd like it better if I played with dolls. Spend your money on whatever gives you kicks. Just make sure it's your money. He's a pretty fun guy. Like I said, the way, if you're into this thing, it's fun, man. It's fun. Again, like kind of that vibe of like, what's it called? Police Squad or something like that. A little less like slapsticky, but I guess one of the previous it seems like 2-issue stories, that was a little bit more like getting into his personal life, and that was more like a melancholy one, but this gets more into like the still kind of funny, yeah, like this what do you call it, removing the high score from a video game. It's like a dramatic like part, or this mascot being unmasked is like the dramatic like beats and stuff, or like people in the crowd being like, don't look, and tears streaming down the eyes of this kid. It's like they kind of hit these like classic beats, but then they inject like a humorous way of doing it. It's kind of good like that. There's a bajillion different variants, I guess, for this. A lot of them homaging different horror movies. I went for the one of The Thing. This is the Inside Job #1 The Thing homage. Okay, now for something completely different. Maybe I can kind of show this. I'll just show it real ass quick. NSF West Nubile Strike Force. It's kind of it's almost like a G.I. Joe, but a smutty version. And it's pretty funny, actually. Let me see. Skip to the credits here quickly. Who is it by again? It's like it doesn't say on the inside cover. Oh yeah, Jojo Conlon, Jomar Balda, Randy Monses. It's better than I thought it would be too. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm like trying to do this one-handed, and it's not just because I'm looking at this. Oh yeah, it's pretty funny. It's got these like player or like character cards at the front as well. Name, Disaster, Natalie. Codename, Nat Disaster. Rank, Grade, Service. General, Unknown, MILF. Supreme Commander, Nation of Origin, Unknown. Specialties, Biochemistry, Industrial Management, Pyramid Schemes. Yeah, some pretty good jokes throughout. This guy's using a ton of acronyms. His cohort gets a little bit annoyed with him. A little bit of like a shout to Larry Hama using tons of acronyms, I think. All right, you lazy fat asses. Time to see if you're worth your weight in bacon. Well, I'll be a donkey dick. He's looking up from the tank with the binoculars. His crewman says, "What is it?" He says, "It's beautiful." Just this crotch parachuting towards him of a woman. Yeah, just as raunchy. You know, this is what you're getting. This team. The art's like pretty good though, man. Everything and the writing is like, it's pretty funny. Welcome to Hole. What's that mean? It's what we call our HQ, ma'am. I know that, dipshit. What's it stand for? It's called that because it goes deep in the ground, ma'am. Like a big hole. Jesus Christ, I meant the acronym. What's it stand for? Hole is an acronym? Attention. All their training. It's just stupid. One's like painting, fighting with a sledgehammer, going to hit a target with a rocket launcher. A lot of funny bits. The art is pretty good. All stations, get your unholy porn-sized arses to the southwest side of the island now. Whipping her henchwoman with a fucking riding crop on the ass there. This is the kind of thing you're getting with this. So, depending. For some people, they would be on board. Some people not. There are these incentive covers there. He had one for me if I wanted, where you order one or you get one retailer incentive and then they send you the other connecting cover free in the mail, apparently. Maybe I should get that. Maybe I should. Here's the cover for number 2. Again, some apt writing. I'll be on board with this. Only $5.99 for an NSFW cover, and it's pretty thick. Like, no really any ads in it either. I'll justify it to myself. Here's a second cover a second copy that I had mailed for. Okay, I guess it was a bit of a short video. Lastly, getting this Nancy for All Seasons from Fantagraphics. Nice, like, kind of embossed covers that they have on these two. Just always get these. This, I guess, is completely different from the last thing we showed, but yeah, bit of a short video. I was supposed to go check out maybe some more comic shopping yesterday, but some things came up. Wish me luck out there. Not for me, but for other people and stuff too. Life is crazy, man, and it's crazy ass hot here too. It's brutal. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you find wicked stuff out there that you were looking for, and awesome things that you didn't know you were looking for. Peace. Good to hear from you if you could shout out and stuff. All right, cheers.